He got shot. Oh, it's recording. Hey guys, it's Haley
and Erin,
and we're back with another video. Today we're gonna eat some Panda Express, and Erin has a story for us. Right here we have noodles and rice and wontons. We have honey walnut shrimp. What was this one?
Sweet sesame.
Yeah. String bean chicken and orange chicken. And we also have some teriyaki sauces. And I'm drinking Dr. Pepper.
So am I.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
I'm excited.
I'm ready to eat, man.
So this case is the case of Celeste Beard. This woman is crazy, alright?
I have no idea about this story. Like, she's been doing this on her own.
The story literally has it all. Crazy murder, obviously. Lies, cheating. I'm scared to like smack and talk with my mouth open.
We have like 20 something subscribers. It's okay.
I saw Sherry Lynn Dale. I saw her do it. As soon as I saw that video, I had to write it down. Okay, so we're gonna start with Stephen Beard. Stephen Beard was born November 27th, 1924 in Austin, Texas. And I couldn't find much about his childhood. All I know is that he went to the University of Texas to major in business and marketing. He goes through business and marketing and whatnot, and as he graduates, World War II starts, right? So he's like, well, crap, I've got to go fight for my country. So he goes and he enlists in the Navy, right? Which I don't know what the Navy has to do with fighting a war, because that's water, but it's none of my business, I guess. So he joins the Navy as a pilot. So fast forward a little bit after the war, he did end up getting to start his life, and he met a woman named Elise. And on April 10th, 1948, they get married. Him and Elise have 3 children together, Stephen, Becky, and Paul. So he got a job at a radio station specializing in sales. Well, from my research, the radio station must have not been that good because he left 2 years later. Me with all my jobs. I don't like you guys.
I didn't even stay 2 years.
So he got a job at an ad firm, the assistant to the president of the ad firm, I guess. And then 2 years after that, good thing. Don't choke. 2 years later, he ended up getting his own like businesses and like growing them, and ended up making bank, right? A whole bunch of money. He really wasn't making that much money until he retired. After he retired, he ended up deciding that he wants to work in real estate, right? So he becomes this big real estate mogul. Everybody wants to buy a house from him. There were also dog lovers, okay? These dogs slept on $6,000 personalized beds for themselves. Spoiled brat dogs. Ridiculous.
It's not even that much money.
Yeah, ridiculous. But that was like buying a pack of gum to Stephen, because Stephen was rumored to be around $40 million, his net worth. So, I mean, he didn't mind buying that for his dogs. Him and his wife, him and his wife Elise would go to this country club, this pristine country club called Austin Country Club, and they'd go there and golf, right? They're big, huge golfers. Well, sadly, after 45 years of marriage, Elise is diagnosed with lung cancer. She dies. 2 weeks after his wife passed away, he's at the country club, and, you know, his regular waitress catches his eye, right? He's starting to look at her at a different light, right? Because his wife is dead, you know? It's only been 2 weeks. She's not even cold yet. He asked this woman to go to dinner with. So when I heard this, I was like, are you kidding me, dude? 2 weeks. Imagine, you're with this woman or this man for 45 years. You die.
And 2
weeks later, he's asking, no. Like I said, it's not this random lady, you know. He knows this lady. This lady was him and his wife's regular waitress. They're rumored to be very high maintenance, obviously. They wanted like the best of the best service, and nobody else wanted to serve them, only Celeste. Anyway, Celeste says yes to the date, right? 2 weeks after that, he's like, hey, you want to be my house assistant?
She's probably like, heck yeah.
Yeah, she is. 2 weeks after that, hey.
You want to be my girlfriend?
No, you want to be lady of the house? Which means, I guess, be my girlfriend, because they get married, right? So Celeste was born in 1963 in Camarillo, California. We don't know much about her biological parents because she was adopted. She ended up being adopted by these people named Edwin and Nancy.
Sorry guys, we had to have a change because we both could not stand the seat anymore because we were so full.
In the next clip, I mentioned twins. Celeste married this older guy who got addicted to heroin, and they ended up having twins together. So, yeah, follow along.
So, the twins moved. They say to their account that there was never a dull moment in the house. There was never a quiet moment in the house. Stephen and Celeste were always arguing. So, this earns Celeste a groupie sock vacation. And that is where she meets her best friend slash lover, Tracy.
Another man?
A woman.
I mean,
So-
be who you are. Period, Carmen, we love you.
So, they weren't always best friends. They didn't start off being best friends. Her daughter Jennifer would come up there every single day to go visit her, and every single time that she was up there, she would say that she saw this lady who either looked like she had just got done crying or is about to cry. You know that look, flush, teary eyes. She's like, Mom, you should go be friends with her, which was not a very good idea.
My fortune literally said good fortune is near.
Celeste goes and she's like, hey, my name's Celeste, what's up? Let's be BFFs. So they're BFFs, and they both make it out of their groupie sock vacation. And from then on out, they're inseparable. They're always doing everything together.
Say
They're
that again?
inseparable.
Say it again.
No. They're best friends, and they get a little bit too close. So one night, after a family cookout, it was just the twins, Celeste and Tracy home. Twins walk by a spare room that they had, and they see the blankets are moving. One of the twins takes a closer look. It's her mom and Tracy. They're making out. So the twin runs back, tells her sister, yo, we gotta tell dad, cheating is cheating no matter if it's with your best friend or not. So they go and they tell Stephen. And Stephen brings it up to Celeste, and Celeste just denies it. She's like, I don't know what you're talking about. The girls must have saw something different. Me and Tracy are strictly best friends. He's like, I really don't care. She's not allowed in the house anymore. So Tracy doesn't come to the house anymore. And this is I think this role happened for around a month or two before the incident.
Okay, sorry guys, we forgot to finish the end of it, so we're finishing it now.
Stephen was a heavy-set man, so it was hard for him to sleep. So he slept with a CPAP machine. And Celeste did not like the sound of his CPAP machine, so she slept in a different room. Well, this night, one of the twins, Christina, was with her boyfriend at the lake house, and the other twin, Jennifer, was at home. So instead of sleeping in, her other room, she decided she wants to sleep in Christina's room. Stephen wakes up out of the middle of the night just freaking out. He's shot. He doesn't know what's going on. He's got his insides. He's holding them in. He's screaming, Celeste, Celeste, Celeste. And Celeste doesn't hear him. So he decides he's going to call 911 on his own. So he's sitting here on the phone with 911, holding his stomach in, saying, this is where I'm at. I need help. I don't know what's going on. He doesn't know that he was shot. He just thinks some crazy scientific thing happened and his stomach just bursted in his sleep. Police come. They get there before EMS does. And there's a sliding door that's unlocked, but they don't realize that it's unlocked. So they go and they bust in a window, and they get to Stephen, and they assess him, and a couple minutes later, EMS shows up. So as EMS shows up, one of the private investigators starts walking around the house trying to gather, whatever he can, because he knows it's a crime scene. You know, your stomach doesn't just bust open like that. So as he's searching the house for any clues, Celeste wakes up. She hears all this commotion, and she looks at him and she's like, who are you and what are you doing in my house? And he's like, I'm a police officer, here's my badge. Like, do you not know that your husband just, like, what? She's like, oh my gosh, what happened? And she's immediately running to Steven. So they're trying to hold her back because they're like, you don't want to see your husband like this. So they're fighting her off while they're still trying to save Steven. They end up taking Steven to the hospital. So as Steven's in the hospital and everybody's gone, that same private investigator, who's a woman by the way, stays behind with her partner. She takes one good look at Celeste, looks her up and down, and she's like, we need to keep an eye on her. If you're a woman, you take your bra off as soon as you get home, or you change into a sports bra or something. Nobody sleeps in an underwire bra in the middle of the night. The next day, they take Celeste in for questioning, and they bring up the bra. Like, we don't want to be in your business, but we noticed that you had a outside bra on in the middle of the night. She's like, oh, I decided to keep my bra on because I knew that in the middle of the night I would have to go to the lake house to check on my daughter and her boyfriend. So they're like, oh, okay, that makes sense. It checks out. For Celeste's question, they bring in Jennifer for questioning. Jennifer says that when all this commotion was happening, she didn't hear the dog. They have, the Chihuahuas, I think they were. Pair of Chihuahuas are loud. You make one small move, they're barking their heads off. Turns out Celeste took the Chihuahua with her to the lake house because she knew that somebody was going to come into the house. And after they bring in Christina and Jennifer for questioning, they bring in Christina and her boyfriend. Find out what they know. Christina's boyfriend goes, what about that crazy lady Tracy? And the PI is like, what are you talking about? You're saying that Steven didn't have any bad blood with anybody. What's going on? So Christina is like, yeah, my mom's best friend, her name is Tracy. She just got kicked out of the house recently. She's the only person we think would have something against her. Okay, so they bring in Tracy for questioning. Tracy's like, hi, what's going on? She's acting like she doesn't know what's happening. And they're like, do you know a guy named Steven? And she's like, oh yeah, that's my friend. I go over there all the time. His wife's my best friend. We chill all the time. And he's like, well, your best friend, his husband, was just shot last night and he's in the hospital. And she's like, oh my gosh, can I go see him? What's going on? And they're like, no, we've got you under our radar, dude. What's going on? We heard you're crazy. What happened? So once Celeste finds out that they are now interrogating Tracy, Celeste puts a hold on all of the PIs talking to Steven. Mind you, Steven got shot across the stomach. It never really entered into him. It just skimmed across him because he's a big guy. So once he, got out of surgery at the hospital, the PIs obviously wanted to talk to him. And he couldn't remember anything. Obviously, he didn't know what happened. For Steven, she said he needs to heal. He doesn't know what's going on. He just needs time to be by himself and his family. Basically trying to stop the private investigators from figuring it out. Okay, so soon after they, interrogate Tracy, they decide we're gonna put a warrant on her house to search it. So they search her house, and she knows what's going on. She's like, all right, I think they're gonna get me. So, she excuses herself to the bathroom. While she's in the bathroom, they're looking around and they see all of these pictures of her and Celeste. And it's more than you would have as a best friend. You know what I mean? Well, the PIs are like, they ask her, hey, do you own a gun? And she's like, yeah, why? And they're like, he was shot, we need to know if you have a gun. She's like, yeah, I have a gun. And they're like, well, can we see it? And she's like, mm-mm. And so they're like, what do you mean no? Either you hand this gun over right now,
or I'm gonna go back to the station, get a warrant for it, and I'm gonna take it from you myself.
Yeah.
She's like, you know what, whatever. So she gives him the gun. Same exact gun. The bullets that can go into that gun match the shell casings that were on the ground in the bedroom. They put her in custody, they take her to jail, and this is where she confesses. The night of the murder, Celeste calls Tracy. She says, tonight's the night we need to get it done. We can never truly be together unless we get it done. She's like, Celeste tells her the whole plan. She says, you know, I'm gonna go to the lake, I'm gonna take the dog, I'm gonna leave this sliding door open, you go in through the sliding door, you shoot him, you make sure he's dead, and you leave. So that's exactly what Tracy does. She comes in through the sliding door, she shoots him. Mind you, this gun might be under Tracy's name, she doesn't know how to use it. She's scared of it. So she shoots him, freaks out, leaves. Doesn't even check to see if he's dead. So, after she confesses, they give Tracy 35 years to life in prison, and they ended up apprehending Celeste and giving her, I can't remember exactly the amount of years, but she ended up getting just a couple of years. He gets out this year for aiding in a murder or something like that.
And he survived?
No, he passes away. So after she, you know, tells the private investigator she can't speak to him, he needs to be with his family, she takes him away from the hospital. She puts him in the home. And she's like got these bandages on him and stuff. Turns out that she did what we heard in another case, would soak his bandages in bleach water and put it on him, so it would never fully heal. So either he was gonna die from infection or
Torture.
One or the two. She gets out this year, so hopefully she doesn't. We can beat her up. Alright guys, that's the end of this video. Like, comment, and subscribe, and let us know if you like this video down below. And we'll see you on Wednesday. Since they were regulars at this country club, you know. Wow. Steven? You're doing too much.
No. Don't. That is disgusting. Go ahead.
What was it, a pineapple?
A yellow bell pepper.
Look at that bag.
Oh,
You
my
don't like
God.
those?
Good. I wanted it anyways.